Coming up next on CPT, more construction coming to campus. Curry approves a new field house.
Making a pitch to Mount Ida students, Curry recruits them to Milton as their college closes down.
And finding a job after graduation, Career Services has some good news for Curry seniors.
Curry Primetime Report starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Curry Primetime Report. I'm Konstandinidis.
And I'm Lindsey Mason. Let's get right to the stories making news on campus. Curry has announced another construction project is now underway. This time, it's a field house to be built near the football field. CPT's Kelsey Davis joins us in studio with more. Kelsey?
For many years, the outdated Miller Fieldhouse has served home for Curry College athletics, but in just a few short years, the Colonels will be getting a much-needed upgrade. This new complex, which will be built into the side of the hill next to the turf field, will feature brand new state-of-the-art locker rooms for football, men's and women's soccer and lacrosse, baseball and softball, as well as opposing team locker rooms. It will also include a multi-purpose room, weight training center, coaches' offices, private suites, and a Curry College Athletics Hall of Fame. Though there is no timetable for when this project will be completed, construction is expected to begin when the new science facilities are completed in 2019. CPT will keep you updated on this project in the semesters ahead. For CPT, I'm Kelsey Davis reporting. Lindsey, over to you.
Thanks, Kelsey. The other big construction project is the Science and Integrated Learning Commons building, better known as SILC, is still on time. Most recently, students walking past the construction site may have noticed the first steel beams have been put in place. Buildings and Grounds Director Bob O'Connell tells CBT that Phase 1, which includes the new addition, is expected to be complete in January 2019. And completion of the renovation of the existing science building and Levin Library is expected to be complete by fall 2019. Work will continue throughout the summer.
In other news, a longtime Curry professor has been ordered not to come near the Curry campus. Public Safety notified the community that Rob Carew, who taught for years in the Fine Arts Department, had issued a, quote, threat against Curry. Public Safety says they notified local law enforcement and Carew was detained. Public Safety further stated that Carew was not permitted to be on campus and that people should remain vigilant. If you see Professor Carew on campus, you are to notify PS at 617-333-2222. Carew taught graphic design and photography courses for more than 20 years here at Curry.
Officer Dan Talbot was a Curry grad and an officer in Revere when he was shot to death by an off-duty altercation in 2007. Recently, the family of the Officer Talbot appeared in court to hear about a plea deal from the man who killed Officer Talbot, Robert Lacavello Jr. Lacavello pleaded guilty into voluntary manslaughter in exchange for the time he's already served for the previous conviction. That was tossed out. This means that he will walk free in 2021. Lacavello apologized to the family at the hearing, saying he wished the shooting had never happened. Prosecutors say he opted for the plea deal because one of the passage of the time and uncertainty of them being able to get a murder conviction.
With many students heading home very soon for the summer, some of you may be flying to your destination. In the wake of the Southwest flight where an engine blew up and killed a passenger, there was a startling photo that showed passengers doing something terribly wrong. CPT's Stacy Circusoon joins us in studio to explain what the issue is and what you can do to protect your own safety. Stacy?
Martha, it was a very scary situation for passengers on this Southwest flight, as many panicked passengers recorded final goodbye videos and thought they were all going to die. But this photo showing passengers with their oxygen masks on concerned many airline experts. In this photo, every passenger was wearing the oxygen mask incorrectly. The masks provide oxygen to passengers for emergencies up to 40,000 feet, according to the Federal Aviation Administration. When cabin pressures drop in an airplane, passengers need masks in order to receive a sufficient flow of oxygen. The masks prevent hypoxia, when the body lacks a sufficient amount of oxygen to maintain a normal physiological function. A mask will work for a short amount of time, during which the pilot must get the plane to a safe altitude where it is no longer needed. But here's the thing. The correct way to wear an oxygen mask is to place it firmly over your nose and mouth. As you see in this photo, people are only putting it on their mouth. You should secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist the other person. Keep your mask on and a uniformed crew member advises you to remove it. I hope you don't have to worry about any of these issues, but it's better to know how to do it right if an emergency occurs. Reporting for CPT, I'm Stacey Sergasoon.
Thanks, Stacy. This spring has seen numerous school shootings that has led to thousands of students across the country to walk out of classes and others from marches against gun violence. CPT's Sanjay Torre reports on Boston's March for Our Lives.
NRA, get off it! People over profit! NRA, get off it! People over profit!
Students of Somerville High held a 17-minute silent protest in honor of the lives lost in the recent tragedy at Parkland High due to gun violence.
It's not just a problem in Florida, it's not just a problem in Connecticut and in Colorado and in Nevada, it's a problem everywhere. And there are bills that can be passed, such as House 3610 in Massachusetts, that can prevent further tragedies such as mass shootings or suicides or other types of gun violence.
As gun violence remains to be a primal issue in America, students, veterans, and even babies come out to March for Our Lives in Boston. With the march beginning at Roxbury Crossing to Columbus Ave, the community's attendance was estimated at about 50,000 participants, accompanied by the support of the police enforcement. From babies to veterans, the fight for gun reform continues with the March for Our Lives here in Boston. The youth expressed the changes they expect to see.
We're asking for safety in our schools. I'm a Boston public school teacher, educator, and right now gun reforms are asking adults to carry more arms.
We need to have a ban on the advertising of firearms, just like there's a ban on the advertising of cigarettes, things that make these things look glamorous.
People can have their guns, why not? Have your guns, but let the laws be a little bit tighter.
With posters that read #Enough and Black Lives Matter, citizens of the community hope to spark a change in gun legislations. For CPT, this is Sanjay Torre reporting.
Organizers hope that young people will register to vote and make their voices heard in November's election.
After 118 years, Mount Ida College has announced its closure after failing to merge with LaSalle College and will be acquired by UMass. Undergraduates with good standings will be offered an admission to the Dartmouth campus, but this is leaving students in specialized programs struggling as they need to find a new place to finish their education. Curry has done a lot of recruitment of Mount Ida students in recent weeks. Curry has held campus visits for students and gone to Mount Ida campus to participate in college fairs. Curry Admissions is also connecting students to various departments if their career interests line up with what is offered here.
Still ahead on CBT, meet Curry alum Antonio Breez, who traded in his graphic design major for a hip-hop career.
And find out how a local high school student will be coming to Curry on a full scholarship. Stay with us.
We know that littering is harmful for the planet, but do we know what it does to our wildlife? Everyday items such as cans, plastic straws, and even bottles are killing wildlife. According to the RSPCA, dispatchers receive an average of 14 calls a day about animals affected by litter. In just 30 years, scientists predict that there will be more plastic and garbage than fish in our seas. The publication The Guardian says an average of 8 billion pieces of trash a year are dumped into the ocean. Let's not make plastic animals the last animals we have. This water bottle takes 450 years to decompose. Think before you litter. And here's how you start. Dispose of your rubbish properly, reuse and recycle, and make sure you're putting your scraps in the designated trash areas. For more on how you can help protect our Earth, go to 4ocean.com.
Welcome back to Curry Primetime Report. Graduation is fast approaching, and Curry has recently announced who the commencement speaker is. Ms. Naveen Salem is a social entrepreneur whose mission is the goal of ending childhood malnutrition. Inspired by a 60 Minutes feature on childhood malnutrition and a potential solution identified by Doctors Without Borders, her journey began in 2007 when she went on a trip to Africa. A decade later, she made a remarkable difference in her father's homeland of Tanzania and dozens of other countries. Her company, Adizia Global Nutrition Solutions, treats and tries to prevent malnutrition in the world's most vulnerable populations. Curry's commencement is scheduled for Sunday, May 20th.
Attention seniors, are you still searching for a job after graduation? Curry has some good news to report. The Career Development Office has completed a review of the 2016 graduates, and 92% are either employed or in grad school. The national average is only 84%, which puts Curry well ahead of its peers. Among the jobs listed in the report include TJX companies, Beth Israel Hospital, Fox 25, and many others. If you're a senior, be sure to check with the Career Development and have your resume reviewed. Good luck to your job search.
Big news for a local high school student. She has just received a full scholarship to study here at Curry for 4 years. CPT's Mike Lacerte joins us in the studio with more. Mike?
High school senior Kayla Elliott has earned a 4-year scholarship here at Curry. This was given to her through the Scholar Athlete Zone program, a nonprofit organization that supports academic achievement through athletics. As a member of the organization, Kayla assists with many of the services the organization provides, such as tutoring, coaching, and advising. Kayla has earned a 5.2 cumulative GPA at East Boston High School, where she is a National Honor Society member and the captain of the varsity softball team. Congratulations, Kayla. We happily await your arrival here at Curry. For CPT, I'm Mike Lacerte reporting. Martha, Lindsay, back to you.
Thanks, Mike.
Now on to our college roundup. These are stories making news on other college campuses. CBT's Alan Checo joins us in the studio with more. Alan?
Thank you, Lindsay. Students and administrators at Syracuse University expressed outrage at a racially insensitive video that a fraternity recorded during an initiation recently. It contained hateful comments about various ethnic groups as well as explicit language against sexual orientation. Syracuse took quick action against the fraternity, permanently expelling them from campus. Individual students also faced disciplinary action, and they could be suspended or expelled as well. At Harvard University, students have recently voted to unionize. The research and teaching assistants voted to become members of the United Auto Workers Union. At issue is whether being assistant while attending grad school is part of the educational degree or actual work. The next step is to have the National Labor Relations Board certify them as a union. A Newberry College softball player is suing the college after she was allegedly kicked off the team. She was born deaf but excelled at very high levels of softball and eventually made it to college. A Newberry softball team, the student Kayla Finacchiero says the coach bullied her and eventually told her to leave. The college says that the issue isn't true, but they can't say anything more due to privacy issues in the lawsuit. The coach has since been fired for allegedly hitting another player. And that's the college roundup for CPT. I'm Alan Checo. Lindsay, Martha, back over to you.
Thanks, Alan.
Some of you may remember Curry alum Antonio Breez. While he majored in graphic design here at Curry, he's doing something quite a bit different today.
As CBT's Sanjay Torre explains, Antonio nowadays is an up-and-coming hip-hop artist.
Get it, so baby, just give me a try. I promise that I'll get you high, but first you gotta buy, then I cut the plug and slide.
Antonio Breez, a former Curry College student, has made quite a name for himself since graduating last year. With over 62,000 followers, Antonio says he owes a lot of his success to his supporters.
On my social media, there's not one day that I don't wake up and somebody is either tagging me, making a video singing to one of my records, or sharing or spreading the word about me.
Although he is now a rapper, he went to college for something quite different.
Both graphic design and music were two things that I've done my entire life, from as far as I can remember.
Antonio Breez has had a really successful career in becoming a rapper, but it's right here at Curry College where it all began.
I did work on campus. I was an RA. I did as much as I could to be around and to contribute to the Curry community.
I don't know how he did it. He was always on time. He was always willing to work. He's just a hard worker overall.
While I was at Curry, my goal was to pursue the music, but also to focus on my studies.
Antonio is currently in the studio working on new music for the summer. For CPT, this is Sanjay Toure reporting.
Seems like just back in 2014 when I was a freshman here, he did a concert.
It's really impressive how he majored in graphic design and went to be a hip-hop artist. I mean, we wish you the best, Antonio.
Still ahead on CBT, we'll take you inside Curry's newest club.
And Kirby Bryce will give us all the sports news, including a slam dunk shot for the ages that has put Curry on the worldwide map. You don't want to miss this.
There's never a better time to register to vote than now. But now to register is up to your state. Here in Massachusetts, you need a valid driver's license or a driver's learner's permit issued by Massachusetts or a valid non-driver ID card issued by the state. You can register either in person or going to your local Register of Motor Vehicles, RMV, your local election office, or any registration event in the state. Mail in a Massachusetts official mail-in voter registration form, or can register online through the state's online voter registration system. To participate in an election, either local or federal, you need to register 20 days before an upcoming primary or general election. If you're ever out of the state when an election comes around, you can always request an absentee ballot to be mailed to you from your local municipality. For more information, visit usa.gov/register to vote on your state's voting rules and how to register.
Welcome back to Curry Primetime Report. The town of Milton could begin a bike sharing system very soon, and the town says Curry will likely be a part of the plan. The company called Lime Bike would give bikes to the town in exchange for locations to put them. The bikes will be dockless and riders will use a smartphone app in order to borrow the bike. We'll have more on this in the fall edition of CPT.
Curry students, alums, and professors have a lot to smile about at the upcoming Boston/New England Emmy Awards. CC8's Vanessa Rizzetano has taken home a Student Production Award for her story on Hector Mahul, the former hockey player from Mexico. Now the student awards are announced during the nomination ceremonies for the professionals. And among the professional nominees are 3 alums working for various Boston TV stations. They are G.J. Smith, class of 2006, Dominic Aielli, class of 1995, and Nick Sapienza, class of 2002. Also nominated are Curry communication professor Roger Lyons and Tim Egan. Vanessa and the others will be honored at June at the Emmy Awards in Boston. Congratulations to all. I know Vanessa personally, and I know she worked very hard on this specific project.
It's a great opportunity, and congratulations to Vanessa. Now let's head over to Kirby Bryce with the latest sports headlines. Kirby?
Thanks, Martha. First, I'm sure most of you have seen the video that has gotten a lot of attention in the media lately that was shot right on campus. It was a video of a basketball player on our team at Curry dunking over a professor. That basketball player's name is Truly, and the video is truly amazing. Let's go right to that footage.
You better! Hey, dunk it! Don't miss!
Truly is definitely a very great basketball player, and he definitely flies very high when he goes up for dunks, and that was apparent before this video. He's definitely got a lot of attention from this video. It's not the first time he's gotten attention, and we look forward to seeing what he can do. Other than that, Curry has started a new club that sports fans may be interested. CPT's TJ Deinstadt introduces us to a new Curry golf club.
Members of the Curry College Golf Club tee off here at Brook Meadow Country Club. Senior club member Chris Onato is one of the 30 members that comes to Brook Meadow to practice shots such as this one out of the sand.
Golf is one of the toughest sports to play. The only way to get better is to get out here and practice tough shots like these ones in the bunker.
Golf is a great game that many enjoy. However, not every college student can afford. Therefore, Curry Student Government Association granted the club $2,000 to allow students to play for less. Club President Ed Johnson explains how members play for less than half the normal price.
So that we come here to Brook Meadow and set up an account so that club members will only have to pay $10 to come here and play golf.
Although the club isn't just for practice and playing rounds for cheap, it also allows advanced team members to test their skills against some of the top teams in New England. Teams like Providence College, UConn, and UMass Amherst.
Another reason I started the club was to compete competitively through the NCCGA. We take our top 8 golfers out of 30, and we hope one day to win nationals.
Team member Liam Tremlett used his connections to Under Armour to get the team's stylish uniforms to wear in their tournaments.
With the company that I work for back home, they gave us a deal and on the hats and polos, and we look real good on the course.
If you want to join the club, email ccgolf@students.curry.edu. Stay tuned for a big season in the fall. For CC8, I'm TJ Deinstadt reporting.
Definitely check out the golf club when you return to this fall at Curry. Now, onto some other sports news on campus. The men's lacrosse team had an overall 10-9 record with a 3-5 record in conference. The boys made the playoffs only to be bounced in the first round in a 4-2 upset loss to 6th seed Roger Williams on April 28th. Devin Newell led the squad in goals scored at 37 and assists at 24. Zach White led the team in faceoffs and faceoff wins, having 289 faceoffs and 196 faceoff wins. Also in lacrosse, head coach Tim Murphy has been named 2018 Commonwealth Coast Conference Coach of the Year. This is Coach Murphy's first CCC Coach of the Year honor and leading the Colonels to one of their most successful seasons in program history. The women's lacrosse team went 4-11 overall and 1-7 in conference. However, three girls on the team were awarded CCC awards, those players being Colleen Donnelly, Abby Duell, and Abigail Roy. All CCC, Abby Duell scored 33 goals, leading the squad overall. Leona Stevens led the team in assists with 15, and Abby Duell led the squads in faceoffs as well, with 34 faceoffs and 13 wins. Curry baseball went 10-19 overall and 4-12 in conference, with the story of the season being about Dave Griffin getting his 200 strikeouts. Congrats to Dave, and we are definitely going to miss you next season. Dave wasn't the only one with a successful season, though. Tyler Jenkins led the team in hits with 28. Justin Cage led the team in home runs with 5, and of course, Dave Griffin led them in strikeouts with 59. Lastly, softball went on to 14-21 with a conference record of 7-11. Jocelyn Demond and Kevy Otway led the team in RBIs with 15 apiece. Michaela Lambert led the squad in hits with 31, and Michaela Colrin led the squad in home runs with 3. Head coach Bruce Weckworth also recorded his 500th win. Congrats to Coach Weckworth. In Boston sports news, it's been a controversy all year, the idea of renaming Yawkey Way, the street outside of Fenway Park. CPT's TJ Deinstadt explains why some wanted the street to be renamed.
Hey Mike, you haven't seen it here with a Boston taxi cab. There it is.
As fans and tourists snap their photos of the famous street next to Fenway Park, most are unaware of the controversy brewing about changing the name of Yawkey Way, the street they are currently walking through. Fan Thomas Hayden tells us he knows little about this.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't really know any of the details about it.
The reason is because of past Red Sox owner Tom Yawkey being related to racism. The Red Sox were the last team to field a black player, 12 years after Jackie Robinson broke into the league. Also, 2 years earlier, Robinson had a tryout with the Sox where he felt it wasn't sincere. Fan Rashad Białowicki tells us maybe he understands why the Red Sox are doing this.
See where the Red Sox are coming from. You know, they don't want to be involved with racism.
Although several people are for the name change, there's also a lot of people that are against it. Pitcher for the 1967 Red Sox, Jim Lombergs, believes that the name should be kept. He stated in his testimony to a Public Improvement Commission hearing, "I personally saw a change in Mr. Yawkey from the 1966, 67, and 68 seasons." Lomberg also said that I would like to see his legacy move forward from the time when I think he became a better man. I'd like you to consider keeping the name for all the good things he did later in life. Fan Barry Collins also agrees Tom Yawkey did too much good not to keep his name.
Mr. Yawkey did a lot of great things for the team and for the players and for the fans.
The Red Sox released this statement about the issue. This controversy is far from over, and there are still several hearings to come, so make sure to stay tuned. If the name is changed, it will go back to the original name of Jersey Street. We'll see if the famous Yawkey Way is kept, or if its legacy is coming to an end. For CC8, I'm TJ Deinstadt reporting.
And it just recently became official. Boston's Public Improvement Commission voted it to officially name Yawkey Way to its original street name, Jersey Street. No word on just when the new signs will be installed. That's it for the sports recap. My name is Kirby Bryce, and back to Martha and Lindsay in the studio.
Thanks, Kirby.
Finally, on this edition of CPT, we all know about the Curry wildlife.
But we don't often get to see what they're doing when we're in class.
Until now. Recently, staff in our alumni house, which is behind Lombard, caught this cute deer family enjoying some quality time together. As mom and dad look on, the little kid gets to play uninterrupted. For quite a while, too.
This may be the cutest video I've seen of Curry wildlife in some time.
That's one thing I'll really miss about Curry. We make jokes about the wildlife, but it's great to see the diversity of animals that run around the campus.
And this is our final CBT of the semester, and many of us are leaving to begin our careers.
Both Lindsay and I are graduating, but we also want to say goodbye and good luck to our other CC8 seniors like Sanjay Tori, Alyssa St. Dawn, Alan Checo, Stacy Circasoon, and Craig Montalbano.
Good luck to everybody, and to our viewers of CBT, have a great summer and good luck with finals.